Hi guys, this is V2 Thomas Clue 8 and welcome to another video. Today I am going to try and use facts to settle a debate about Pokemon. The debate being who would win in a fight between all 721 Pokemon against 1 billion lions. So first things first, I want to get something out of the way. Spread moves. Now, using spread moves such as Earthquake or Blizzard would kill pretty much every lion and every Pokemon who isn't immune to like ice type moves. So that's one obvious fact out the way. Now, the next thing I want to do is go through a couple of the Pokédex entries. Magcargo's body can reach about 18,000 degrees Celsius. That is 1.77 times hotter than the temperature of the sun. So that would mean if it used its exceedingly hot temperature in the fight, then he'd be left standing and the Pokemon will win. Now, let's take a look at my favourite Pokemon, Gardevoir. Now, Gardevoir's Pokédex entry, well, many of them, state that it has the ability to predict the future and it will create a small black hole to risk its life for its trainer. Now, this could work in favour of either team because when the black hole is created, it could knock out all the Pokemon first, or it could kill all the lions first. So it's unknown whose favour it would work in. But enough about that. Let's take a look at the actual strength and numbers of lions. If we gave each Pokemon the same number of lions to fight, that would give each Pokemon over 1.3 million lions to kill. And a couple of useless Pokemon wouldn't be able to kill their 1 million lions. So that's another point to the lions. So it's currently 3-2 to the Pokemon. Now there's one useless Pokemon I didn't mention that could kill the lions. Magikarp. Now you may be thinking, what? Why Magikarp? I'll explain why. One of its Pokédex entries states that it has the ability to leap a mountain. And if we set that a mountain is, say, 8,000 feet high in the air, then we'd have Magikarp accelerating on the way down to speeds approaching 90 miles an hour when reaching terminal velocity. Now, compare that to the Silver Carp, which can't leap very far out of water, but some injuries have been recorded as including broken jaws, noses, ribs, and even being knocked completely unconscious by a fish. So if the Silver Carp launching a few feet in the air can do that to a human, imagine what a 22-pound Magikarp could do leaping 8,000 feet in the air. Yeah, I would rather not think about that. There's a couple more I'd like to go over. If I can find them. Okay. So the Pokemon could also set up traps for the lions, like spikes, stealth rock, poison spikes. They could make sandstorms, blizzards, that kind of stuff, which would pretty much do quite a bit of collateral damage. And Machamp can actually throw at least 1,000 punches per second. That's a lot. So, if we determine that one Machamp punch is enough to kill a lion, then it would take Machamp 1,000,000 seconds, that's about 12 days, to kill all the lions. But there are still a few things, like one-hit knockout moves, that could also work on the Pokemon, but I've already covered that. Now, Yveltal can actually suck up all the life when it dies, and it turns into a cocoon again. This, again, like my favourite Pokemon, Gardevoir, can actually work in favour of either team. Which is actually quite... lovely, to be honest. But another thing to think about, how big is a billion? A billion is 1,000 million. And I'm pretty sure that 1 billion lions would be bigger than the continental US. I'm not entirely sure about this. So yeah, that is a lot. Just finding the other thing. Now, there's another thing that could wipe it out, which the lions wouldn't be able to leave a scratch on. And that thing is ghost-type Pokemon. Because normal-type moves don't have any effect on ghost-type Pokemon. So it would be pretty much impossible for the lions to knock out the ghost types. So I've been keeping the score, and it's currently 8-4 to the Pokemon. But there's two more really obvious factors that you are forgetting, which will tell us the answer to this debate. The first of which being Arceus. Arceus is God, and he can pretty much control what happens in the fight. And he could basically determine who wins, basically. And knowing him, he'd probably choose to let the Pokemon win. And the final piece of evidence that would tell us the answer, wait a sec, I forget I said that. Even though there's 721 Pokemon, they only need 2 to win. Groudon and Kyogre. And it is said that Groudon and Kyogre once had a huge fight which almost destroyed the entire world. So, I conclude that if 2 Pokemon can have a fight which almost destroys the world, I don't see any points in why 721 Pokemon, won't be able to beat 1 billion lions. Now, there is still another thing I'm skeptical about, which I covered in this video, and that is Gardevoir's black hole, more particularly the strength of it. But the question about that would be, in connection to another piece of evidence, would the ghost types be affected? Now, I wouldn't be so sure they would be affected. It's because, well, they're ghosts. And ghosts can go right through things. However, if all the psychic type Pokemon could use teleport to teleport like right away from a black hole, then all those psychic Pokemon that can learn teleport would still be standing after the black hole has sucked up 1 billion lions. So, I therefore because I took the point and split it in half towards the lions and the Pokemon for the Gardevoir thing, because of that, I therefore take the point which I gave to the lions for Gardevoir and hand it over to the Pokemon. So therefore, guys, the Pokemon win. And that's it. Debate settled. I'll see you later. Bye!